All right, in this business snippet, I'm going to talk about whether to give patches away as samples. Gail and I have done a variety of methods, and some have worked well and some have not, and it really depends on the situation. So I'm going to give you a few scenarios. I'm going to talk about the good and bad of each, and then you can apply that to a specific situation. So one, you can just give them a stem cell patch to try. I know the higher ups say patch people. Just tell them about the patches, patch them. And I have found that that hasn't been the best method for me because most people are not one patch wonders like I was. And so they may not see a difference by the end of the day. And then they start questioning the product and they think, this doesn't work for me and this will never work for me. And so they do not buy in. When it will work if they give it the time and commitment that it needs. So I don't want to plant those seeds of the possibility of these not working for that person. I have found that if someone is hurting and they have a specific hurt, their shoulder hurts, their ankle hurts, they have a headache, that's the time to patch. You can place the patches specifically in that area for them, whether, it's the X39 and an Eon, you know the combinations. An LifeWave is a great patch when they're hurting right then. If they have extreme brain fog, the carnosine patch really, right behind the neck, really lifts that pretty quickly by the end of the day. So in those situations where they're hurting, most likely they're going to see a difference by the end of the day, and that's the time to give out your samples. All right, and then the next day they don't have that sample anymore, and they're hurting, and they're like, okay, I need this works. I was wearing it yesterday, feeling great. Not wearing it now, not feeling great. So I need to get the patches. So that's a method that has worked very well for me, and I think it's worked pretty well for Gail. But note that whenever you give away patches, write it down. Keep track of it. Keep track of the monetary value, what patches that you have given away, who you gave it to, because you can use that as a write-off for your business for taxes. All right? So just kind of keep that in mind. The other method you can use is that you can sell individual patches to people. So let's say somebody wants to use it for 2 weeks. I'm not going to give 2 weeks of samples out. So they may ask to buy individual patches. Retail, each X39 is about $5 and each supplemental patch is around $3-ish, right? So I might sell them that. That has not really panned out well for me in terms of gaining customers. Now, if I already have a customer and they have ordered, let's say, a glutathione sleeve, and they call me, they're like, I ordered a glutathione sleeve. It's not in yet. My kids are really, really sick. Can I get some glutathione patches from you? Then I might sell them those patches via wholesale, not retail, because they're already a customer. I'm going to give them a wholesale price and just kind of bridge that gap until their sleeve comes in. And that's just being a good person. If I have those patches to spare, then they might just Venmo me that money, right? But if they're not a customer yet, I have not seen that tactic be very lucrative. The other thing that you can do is if you buy a big kit and you have lots of patches, like sleeves to spare, and if somebody wants to buy a sleeve for $100, you can go that route, but you're not getting the PV. So I wouldn't really recommend it. I would rather them be a customer and then bump them up to getting a kit later on, and it saves them money later on, and it doesn't you don't give away your discounted sleeves as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. Now, this last method I have used on rare occasions, but I have used it, and it really is prompted by the Holy Spirit. So let's say I know a kid really, really, really needs these patches, and their mama knows that their child needs these patches, but they are very financially strapped and cannot come up with the money. So if the Holy Spirit prompts me to give them $50, $100 to help them buy the patches. I do that if they buy a kit. And the reason why I say that is, like, if you buy a kit, I will pitch in so much money, because I know your child needs these. I want you to have these, and this is what I can spare, and this is what I can give you to help make this a reality. But the reason why I want them to buy a kit is because in a kit, they can get like 2 Eons and 2 X39s. That's 2 months worth, and hopefully by then they'll see a difference in their child. It took me 7 weeks to see my child, his mental health improve. So if I just bought 1 month's worth, I wouldn't have seen that change. So that's why I want that person to buy a kit, so they can get enough to see the change in their child and realize this is what their kid needs. And then they will see the financial value in making sure they have money for their child to get these patches. And they may even buy into the business and say, okay, I know my kid needs these, and so I will go into the business so I can have enough money to help my child. All right. So that is the last strategy that I have used. Like I said, I only use it when the Holy Spirit prompts me to use it. I have noticed that third-party validation is almost better than giving out samples of patches. And so if I'm telling somebody about the patches, they hear my story, but if they hear somebody else's story that they don't know and it validates what I'm telling them, then that really bolsters their confidence with the patches. And so getting them on webinars is so important. And having other people's testimonies is so important. So that's just another strategy if you don't or can't afford to give away patches. All right. I hope this business snippet was helpful. I know it was a little bit long, and I hope you have a good day.